Today we're diving into a really personal, really intense account from the 17th century. It's a story about a profound spiritual crisis. And what's so fascinating is how this text, hundreds of years old, reveals this universal story, this timeless battle against our own inner demons, and that search for meaning when we're facing our absolute greatest tests. So let's get into it.
We're jumping right in with the source material itself. Just look at this chapter heading. It throws you right into the drama, doesn't it? On one hand, you've got a gift of tears, something deep and spiritual. And on the other, there's this warning of snares and a demon. This isn't just a story, it's a spiritual battleground.
Okay, so to really get the conflict that's about to explode, we first have to understand where our narrator is coming from, mentally and spiritually. And it all starts with this incredibly powerful, just overwhelming feeling of gratitude.
And we're not just talking about being a little thankful here. The narrator feels so completely flooded with spiritual gifts that saying thank you even 1,000 times would feel like, well, an insult. This is a state of pure awe, a feeling of being so profoundly, almost unbelievably blessed. This feeling, this connection, it all comes to a head during Mass. The narrator feels God's presence with what the text calls admirable condescension. Now, that doesn't mean being patronizing, but the old sense of the word, a higher being graciously, lovingly reaching down. This is the peak, right? The absolute high point, which of course is the exact moment the rug is about to get pulled out from under them.
And here's what's so wild. This moment of perfect peace is just shattered. It isn't a slow, creeping doubt. It's, bam, a sudden, shocking vision that contains both heaven and hell in one single image.
The vision starts out just beautifully. I mean, imagine this. A golden cup, which is a symbol of grace and blessing, being handed to you directly by God. The narrator is so moved by this that it turns their heart into a torrent of fervent tears. It's this incredible moment of affirmation.
And then, the twist. In the very same instant they're receiving this incredible gift, this despicable creature shows up and tries to poison it. It's this secret, sneaky act of corruption, trying to ruin the purest moment imaginable.
So you have this insane contrast. The golden cup is pure grace. But that bitter and venomous stuff? The narrator realizes it's vainglory, this really dangerous pride in your own spiritual goodness. So the enemy isn't just trying to spoil the gift, it's trying to turn the gift itself into a weapon against the soul. So what is the point of a vision this terrifying? Well, it wasn't just a random nightmare, There's a message here. And the narrator's struggle to figure out what it means, that's the key to the whole thing. This is the huge question hanging in the air. Why now? Why would a moment of such deep connection be interrupted so violently? The answer gets to the core lesson of the text. The moment we feel the most blessed is often the moment we are the most vulnerable. And here it is, the light bulb moment. The narrator realizes this creature isn't just some random evil, it's the ancient enemy. A force that gets the most angry, the most active, when it sees someone receiving divine favor. The attack happened because of the blessing. It's a test born of pure envy.
But that leads to an even deeper question, right? If God is all-powerful, why even allow this enemy to attack? Why permit such a painful, terrifying test in the first place? Well, the narrator's reflection on this gives us the final and maybe the most important piece of the puzzle.
The text gives us this really powerful idea of permitted temptation. The point isn't to set us up to fail. It's the opposite. The point is to give us a chance to fight, to grow, and to actually become stronger. The struggle itself is the path. So it all breaks down into 3 key ideas. First, these trials are for our own growth. Second, victory is basically guaranteed as long as we choose to resist. And third, and this is so fascinating, sometimes grace might feel distant on purpose to force us to dig deep and strengthen our own resolve.
And that leaves us with a really powerful thought, doesn't it? This 17th century story is suggesting that our moments of greatest trial, when our gifts feel like they're being poisoned and our faith is pushed to the limit, they might not be punishments. They might just be the very moments designed to forge our deepest strength and our clearest understanding. It makes you wonder if our greatest struggles are actually where we find out who we're meant to be.